Mustang Prince Joshua Orro. Welcome to my first episode of Mustang Prince Orro Reports. It's a play on word with my name in it. So, it's my first episode being on this wonderful show with you. And also, I've been willing to tell you that I'm on the hunt for a certain computer-generated masked man named Count Sigeeyai. For you guys who don't know, Count Sigeeyai is a computer-generated guy who gets power from negative comments that everyone makes about badly animated films. And ever since I've been hearing that he's been targeting some of my favorite reviewers, I felt the time has come for me to help them by putting a stop to him myself at times. I just want to help the reviewers stop Count Sigeeyai with my own personal comments about films of my own way. And, well, what have I chosen for my first episode anyway? Well, what should I say? Since today is Friday the 13th, and it's actually a week before my 23rd birthday, I'm going to be talking about one simple franchise that mostly every horror fan simply adores. The Friday the 13th series. Now, I already know the drill, so in order to keep me safe from Jason Voorhees out there, I'm not going to be talking about all of them, due to the fact that I've only rented 4 from Netflix, seen Jason Goes to Hell on YouTube, and also I own these copies. So, I'm going to be saying a little bit about each one, and also have a little surprise at the end of this little blog. Friday the 13th was, first a little background of how I got introduced to the series in the first place. It was back in 2007 when I was probably still in high school and I barely knew about the films until video production came along, and I if you see on one of my videos on my channel, you'll already know I was introduced to it from back then, during high school. And, well, also before that I heard a certain cartoon duck ripped off Jason at one time too. Plus, okay, about Friday the 13th, 1980. The camp was once a nice happy one, but until Jason drowned, because the people who were supposed to be watching him were making out. And then years later, reopens. Jason's mom is quite a little upset about this, and she goes a little bit nuts and starts killing off camp counselors one by one, until you're left with just a girl named Alice who beheads her. Now, about this film, it's kind of intense in a way, and all the kills are just done in first-person view. It's kind of similarities to that of Jaws in it a little bit, like someone showing themselves doing whatever they want without actually showing themselves, even though it's also like the Basilisk from Harry Potter 2. Well then, but after that one, in the beginning of the second one, Alice does get killed. Then also, Jason does become the killer in part 2 and 3, but I don't know if I can explain those two in full detail since they're kind of a blur in my mind. They're not too memorable. They're kind of low budgeted. But about part 4, their deaths are pretty outrageous, especially the one with Crispin Glover getting killed by a corkscrew. And it's also outrageous that an underage kid got the nerve to beat up Jason. And like I said, I'm not going to be talking about the other ones. I'm not going to be talking about part 5, 6, or 7, or 8. Not even Jason X. Because that's when Jason goes from his regular form to a cyborg. But in part 9, it goes still a bit outrageous during that time. He's a zombie in the beginning. But when the military just blew him up, I just kind of reacted like, what? That's it? That's the last we hear from Jason? We just got started! But it also gets really weird when he becomes a body jumper, going from body to body, possessing people and having them kill off people. And I guess that's all I have to say about it. And that also leads up to the crossover, Freddy versus Jason, where Freddy is, well, weak and stuck in hell, and he needs someone to kill off people for him. But also, one thing also doesn't make sense to me at times, even though the crossover is good. How is it possible for them to drive all the way from Elm Street, Ohio, all the way to back to Crystal Lake, New Jersey, in less than 8 hours? I mean, I checked on my iPhone, you know which one I'm talking about, my maps on my iPod, and it says that the road time between there takes 8 hours by car. That doesn't even make sense to me at times. And the knowing of who won gets really crazy in a way. Anyway, about the 2009 remake that I promised I would mention too. Okay. Which was directed by Marcus Nispel and produced by Michael Bay. They're trying to turn the first 3 films into a 90-minute film, which is kind of, in a way, not done. I mean, it has been done before with another film, like Series of Unfortunate Events with Jim Carrey. That's another subject for another time. The plot of that one is a little different, though. The plot of Friday the 13th, 2009 is like, well, it goes a little bit like that, like the first 2 films. However, the plot mostly revolves around a guy named Clay looking for his sister Whitney, who's been kidnapped by Jason and is accompanied by a girl named Jenna, played by Danielle Panabaker, leaving behind her friends and her boyfriend, who's actually a jerk. Her boyfriend named Trent, who I hate most out of all the other guys. Even though I feel bad that Danielle Panabaker's character had to get killed nearing the end. So, Friday the 13th is a pretty intense franchise in a way. And just hopefully everyone stays safe tonight. Making sure Jason does not get any of us. Hopefully he doesn't get me either, even though I posed as him back in 2007. But anyway, I did promise you one little surprise. One that does fit the Friday the 13th franchise. And I know just how to do it. Even though I haven't seen Part 6, I'm going to be playing out Alice Cooper's song, He's Back, the man behind the mask. But what you'll be hearing will not be Alice Cooper's version. It's actually a karaoke version. I'm going to be singing it myself, along with the karaoke. So sit back, put on your hockey masks, or grab your machetes, and listen closely for my own certain version of He's Back, the man behind the mask. Because remember, I don't own this song. Here it goes. Go with your baby and to talk to love all the night. You're deep in love, but you're deep in love. Ain't you deep at all? Did you hear that? Did you see that face? Oh, it's just a dream. It can't be real. Choose your love, but you feel alone. That's a new one, and you had a chance to fall. no doubt.